Anything is possible. It started with a dream.
Hello everybody, it's Donna Gray here, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. I wanted to show you a super quick little box that I made, and I made it to hold one of my Stamping with DonnaG pens. So it's a really quick, easy project, and I'm just going to run through the template that I made and how to put it together, and they come together really, really quickly. So I'm going to use, this is a brand new paper. You're probably looking at it thinking, where in the world does this come from? It's a brand new second release celebration item that will be coming available to customers on, I think it's the 3rd of March 2020. So I decided to showcase a little bit. It's embossed with silver and rose gold. So I decided to use a bit of our Blushing Bride to make this cute little pen box. And I'm using the cute little punch that you can earn as a level 2 item, as a celebration item. It's the little flower punch. So what I've got here is a piece of Blushing Bride, and it's cut at 9 inches this way by 4 1/4 inches this way. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and I'm going to score. So I want to score at 1/2 inch and 1 1/2 inches along that side. And I want to turn it around and I want to score at 1/2 inch and 1 1/2. And that's actually going to be just the right length for my pen, which, yes, it does fit. And then I'm going to turn it the other way and I'm going to score at 1/4 inch. Okay. And then I'm going to score it at 1 1/4 inches. 2 1/4 inches and 3 1/4 inches. Okay, so that's going to give us our template. So then what we're going to do is we're going to use our bone folder and we're going to score on all of those score lines. So we're going to score there and there and there and there. And then we're going to score on those end ones like that, and on those end ones like that. Now I'm going to grab my scissors, and with my scissors I'm going to trim the pieces out that I don't need. So I don't actually need all of that. So I'm going to trim that corner out on both sides. So that one and that one. Okay. And then I only need, I'm going to trim up to that second score line on all of those. Like that. And I also don't need that one. So I'm going to cut that corner out and that corner out on both. And I'm going to trim up those score lines to that second score line on both of those. Okay, so I only need this one tab left at the full length, and the others I'm going to cut back to 1/2 of that and miter both sides. Okay, so I'm going to leave that middle one. I'm going to cut this one back to 1/2 and miter those in. Okay, same thing on this one. So that one I'm going to cut back to 1/2 and miter in those corners. And then this one here I'm going to cut back to 1/2 and miter in those corners. And on this long one that we've left, that's actually going to be our closure. So I'm actually just going to miter those two corners there to that first score line, and same on this one. Okay, so that is what you're going to be left with. That's your template, okay? So you're going to have no corners left here on both sides. You're going to have little half ones on those, and in that middle section, you're going to have that full length. So now what I'm actually going to do is, I've got some designer series paper here, and I've cut them at 5 3/4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So 5 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch, and that's going to decorate the outside of our box. So I'm going to glue those on with Tombow, and it's easier to do this section before you actually put it together. You can do it when you've got it together, but it is way easier to do it when you can glue them down and it's flat. Okay, so we're going to do that for all 4 pieces. And I will pop all of the measurements in the description box down below if you want to get the measurements. Okay, so for all of those. And then along our little 1/4 of an inch side here, we're actually going to run a little bit of liquid glue along there. Make sure it's just a little bit because you don't want it to ooze all out. You don't want glue all over your project. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold that at that second fold, and then you can fold that one over onto it. Okay. And that's going to then create our super cute box. Okay. All right, and I like to press down on that edge. You can press along with your bone folder in both ends so that you get it glued nicely. Or you can use tear and tape as well. It's totally up to you what you want to do. But you can see now you've got your super cute little box that does up really nicely. Okay. And so that's going to be perfect to fit our pen in. So I'm going to pop my pen inside, ready to go. Just like so. And then I'm going to decorate on the outside of this box. Okay. So I have a piece of silver foil card here. So I decided what I wanted to do was just to punch out a couple of these little flowers in the silver foil card. Maybe 3. Okay. And just as a little bit of a twist, I wanted to use an embossing folder and emboss those flowers to give them a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to bring in the Big Shot. Now I have my base plate, and just my base plate and my blue embossing plate. And I've got the gorgeous Parisian floral embossing folder. I'm not quite sure on the name, but it's in the Parisian Beauty suite. And I'm just going to pop my 3 flowers in there randomly. And I'm going to pop it with my fold going through first through my Big Shot machine, and I'm going to pop that blue plate on top, and I'm going to run that through. And you're going to see this is going to create some really super pretty effects on your flowers. Okay, so as you can see, we've got some gorgeous embossed flowers. So I'll pop those 3 flowers out and get that Big Shot out of the way. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to pop those flowers up on some dimensionals. I'm And I'm just going to grab the mini dimensionals because they're big enough just for the back of these flowers. So I'm just going to pop a mini dimensional in the back of each of those, just in the center. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to pop those onto the front of my little box. I'm going to squish them up a little bit too, just to give them a little bit of dimension. So just cup them in your hands and squish them up a little bit. One there. Once again, squish it up. One there. And the third and final one, just going to pop him just in there. Okay, so we've got 3 cute little flowers. And then I thought I wanted to bring in some of this gorgeous silver edge ribbon. Now we could go through with one of our blends and color the ribbon, but I just thought the silver looked absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to wrap that around and tie a cute bow underneath those flowers. So right there, making sure we've got all the flowers popping up. Okay. So we've got that there, and make our bow nice. And then I think what we can do to finish that off is just pop a little bit of bling on the inside of our little flowers. So I'm just going to bring in our gorgeous champagne rhinestones. And I just lost my take your pick tool down there. There's the other one. Okay. And I'm just going to, in the middle of those flowers, just pop a cute little rhinestone just down in the middle of those flowers. Okay. Now, I just want to explain to you on a piece of paper how I worked out. So that's the super cute little box. Now, isn't that gorgeous? So we've got a pretty pen and just a really super cute box that's been decorated to give to somebody as a present. So I just wanted to show you on a piece of paper how I worked out the template for that box. So what you actually do is you take the item that you want to make a box for. So I'm just going to show you the template. So this will actually give you the measurements better as well. Okay. So with a ruler, I took a ruler and I looked at the measurement of my pen. So my pen was like 6 inches long. So I drew a template, which I'm just going to try and grab a marker here that I can write this down. So I realized that my pen was 6 inches long. So what I thought was I need the box to be at least 6 inches long here. Okay, so 6 inches. So then I looked at the width of the pen. So I measured the pen like so, and I looked and I thought, you know what, a good inch for the size of the box. So an inch this way would be perfect. So I need to make a box 4 inches. So I did 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. Okay, so each one of these is 1 inch. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Okay, so we've got 4 inches there altogether. So then I thought I need a little strip to be able to glue the 4 sides together. So I added a little 1/2 inch strip on there. Okay, so that changes this measurement here to 4.5 inches altogether. Now, I've got how big the pen's going to be, but I need some tabs to come out here on the ends. So because my box is 1 inch, I need a tab to be 1 inch long. So I did a 1 inch section all the way along here. So my score lines are going to go out through that 1 inch section. Okay, so that's 1 inch. And I had to do 1 inch on this side here as well. So we've got 1 inch there. Okay, so that has now turned this into 8 inches. Can you see that? We've got 6 inches plus 1 inch on each side. So that's 8 inches. But you then also need a little 1/2 inch tab, okay, to create that closure. So there's a 1/2 inch there and a 1/2 inch just there. Okay, so that now takes this length here from 6 inches. So we're going to do 6, 7, 8. We're going to do 9 inches. Okay, so that's where we've got our measurement. Our cardstock is 9 inches by 4.5 inches. So that's actually how I worked out my template. Then out of your template, you take away this corner here. You take away that corner there. You also take away this corner here and this corner here. Sorry, all that corner. So right to the edge. So those ones right to the edge. All of that goes away. Okay, so then you're left with the 3 tabs that come out this way. These are the ones that you do into half and you miter them in. So that goes away. We're going to leave that middle one. That one goes into a half and gets mitered in. So all that goes away. And same with over this side. Mitered in. That all goes away. This one here, halved, mitered in, and all that goes away. So as you can see, you're then left with your 4.5 strips there. And you've got your 2 tabs here, which is your 2 closure ends. And that is actually how I worked out the template for this box. So it works out really, really well. And then, as I said, your score lines, when you've put your inch on here, so you've got a score line here at 1/2 inch, then that will be 1.5 inches because we've got a 1/2 inch there, 1 inch there, so that's 1.5 inch. So same on this side, 1/2 inch in, 1 inch in, and these ones are just 1 inch score lines with a 1/2 inch left at the end. So hopefully that explains how I made the template for my super cute little pen holder box. So I hope you enjoyed that video today. Now, if there's any questions you would have, please pop them in the comments down below. Any of the items that I've used in this creating this project can be purchased through my online store. Remember, if you're watching this before the beginning of March, this Celebration second item release paper is available to us as demonstrators to buy right at this very moment. But if you're a customer, you have to wait until the beginning of March. So thank you everyone, and thank you for spending time with me and watching my super cute little pen holder box. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye for now.
You know it's all because everybody plays a part in doing what we love. You can bet it doesn't matter where you go. You find a friend who does just what they love and lets it show. One card at a time can really change the way we live. Focused on the sharing and the chance we have to